so they have their own. They just want to know if there's any confliction between their waiver and our waiver.
If they could send it to us, so that if they send it to Sarah and CC me, I would love to see it just to make sure.
Absolutely.
And I'll bring it to the board as well so that we can chat about it. But I don't imagine that's a problem as long as it doesn't have some kind of weird. You must sue Penguicon.
As long as it doesn't assign liability to somebody else.
It's like,
fine.
this is not my problem, go
liability.
fuck Penguicon.
Right.
I don't like that.
Is this Michelle Urban?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen the waiver and it doesn't have anything about
We just want to
anybody
make sure we
else.
have one on file so we can
Right.
say this is the waiver we agreed to if anything
Right,
comes
and
up.
I didn't know if that might want to be something that people using soldering irons and things might want to just have a sign-in sheet with a waiver or something. I don't know if that would be a good idea for them or if it matters.
That's understandable.
To a certain degree, throwing the waiver out there also does a thing wherein it
Admits that you
acknowledges
understand
that there's
that
the
it's
potential, as
Right.
opposed, which then thereby eliminates your ability to go,
I didn't
who the fuck knew that could happen? Like, the fucking end of that is hot, who knew?
But it also then ensures
Right.
that
She probably feels.
Well, and that's why, like, certainly for that, she should do that.
Yeah.
Possibly for some of the other things, we don't want to necessarily be in the habit of saying, like, hey, see this thing? We're pretty aware this is a bad idea, so enjoy.
Alright. We
Makes
can only
sense?
then assume that the entire con is buyer beware, or is,
Yeah.
there's shit that can break
Alright, so
here.
who's making the Jer waiver?
Warning, you may encounter Jared the Scon.
You're easily offended, you should leave.
So that's just the program book.
If you encounter Jared, do not make eye contact.
Warning,
Not
Jared
happy
can
fun,
cause
Jared.
Jared causes cancer in
Do not
California.
engage.
Jared is
Oh my
known
God, I
in
want
the
that
state of
shirt.
California to cause cancer. That needs to be a ribbon, I think. Jared is known to cause cancer in California.
Does that fit?
It can be up to 60 characters.
Alright, where were we?
Hold on a second, I'm just trying to figure out how to put some of the shit into notes. Also, trying to figure out how to spell supplying? That's better.
Supplies.
So Matt, before you came in, the other board member seconded my chairman or con-chair pro tem. So we didn't.
I retroactively voted.
This is why we have the best board ever.
Apparently, this con meeting is declared an emergency board session. What did I just do?
Yeah, look what you just did. You just fucked up, son. Alright, any other programming topics?
Yeah, I have a question. As apps needs to make the presentation folders and name cards and all that kind of stuff, what date can I expect to have that info?
Well,
I just sent an email this morning, so that's why
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Asking who I can contact to get that.
I want to say that in 1 week, majority of content will be ready as far as what has been sent to me by today. Things that happen during the week.
Usually we end up generating stuff the weekend
yeah,
before the
it's
con.
usually right before the con. But I
Oh,
just
okay.
wanted
That's
to.
when I said
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I'm
just
gonna
have to
say
schedule a day
most of
it's
the
gonna
schedule is
do
gonna be ready in a week, but you know how things go. That
Oh, yeah.
things keep rolling in and things need to change. So
And then she needs to know
how
what format
far
it'll be in.
out from con do you want it?
1 week.
One week
yeah,
out
a
from
week
con.
is ideal.
Then that's when you'll have it. And what else? Do you need?
I just needed a copy electronically scheduled or the ability to go to a database and query it myself.
Yeah, we have a really sweet database now, and I'm just starting to put stuff into it, so I'll show you guys.
Okay, cool.
Cool. I'll do that.
Alright, cool. Any other programming items?
Yes. So, as far as the music room goes, do we have anything, like, is that changing now?
It looks like we're just moving over to a different room.
Okay.
You still have the same scheduling abilities. I have a couple things that need to be in a room with a dance floor because they're dance panels, so that's going to take up a small amount of space, but nothing else has changed. You're just in a different room now.
Well, and all your big top stuff is still going to be in the Dearborn room, which is the big fucking
Yeah, anything big I want
We're
to
not taking the big room. This is the marquee. It's the second floor ballroom. You still have the monster ballroom for anything, and then all the smaller concert stuff is just going to be in the DeSoto.
Okay,
Right.
do we have a capacity?
Check the wiki.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can give
okay.
you those based on the rooms that we'll be using.
Check
Okay.
on the wiki because we update those there.
Okay.
So make sure you grab it from the wiki because every time we do changes, I update it there.
Okay.
Penguicon.info.
Do we know, like, what window I have on Saturday for, like, the nerdcore stuff in the evening?
You pretty much have.
Is it big top or is it
depends.
music room?
Yeah, that's the question. You have the
What's the
smaller
attendance
music room
estimated?
almost the entire day on Saturday. But if it's something that's big top, I need to know now so that we're making sure that all those big top things get into good slots.
Because Saturday evening is kind of the big scramble time for the big top. Like the
Right.
big top is a wasteland. Most of the con, except Friday evening, Saturday midday to evening, and that's about it. And then closing ceremonies.
Okay.
So if you have stuff that, I mean, how many people are you thinking in terms of attendance?
You know, honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I would say 100 to 200 probably.
And you can park that pretty comfortably in the DeSoto.
Okay.
Something that's going to be closer to 200, you're probably want to go big top. But anything south of say 150, standing,
DeSoto will be fine.
you're going to probably go with DeSoto.
Well, what I mean, what I was kind of thinking is grouping like all the nerdcore stuff together, you know, so that when King Phoenix goes on, they go on, and then Mad Hatter, and King Phoenix are going to do some stuff together.
Right.
So we don't want to go from room to room to kind
No.
of.
Well, no, we're talking about two different types of
Okay.
shows. You're talking about one big show with like a
Yes.
lead act and the following act. That's one big show.
Okay.
So like you decide that that's a 200-person show, that's a big top show, we put them both in there.
Right.
We're talking about like, you know, we're going to have possibly, I'm using past information because I'm terrible with
Right.
any of the musicians.
No, that's all right.
But in the past we've had like a Lukski or a Balder or one of them. They draw, 100 people call it, and so we put them in the music track room and they just do back-to-back
Okay.
kind of shows. And then for the big show, Tom Smith's show, we
Right.
pull that into the big top
Right.
because he's going to pull 200 people.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of thing we're talking about. Like your general, it's a panel or it's a smaller show that's going to draw less than 100 people. That's DeSoto.
Okay.
Well, I gave your headliner shows or anything really involving your goes.
Yeah. That's
We're probably talking main stage.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is when I can tell them they're going to be performing, because they want to advertise the hell.
Yeah,
out
I
of
want
it.
to nail that down as soon as possible. So I think that's just a.
Do we
unique
know
conversation.
Masquerade ballpark time?
We're thinking like a more Saturday afternoonish thing.
That'd be a nice change.
It would be
Yeah,
a change, then
we
you can actually have
thought-
some afternoon hall costume activity after that.
Yeah, so we thought that we were trying to pull it into there, but we didn't nail down a time yet because I've been waiting on the music, big stuff.
Do we have
before I
any
figured that
other
out for
stage
sure.
shows that we're tentatively
Drag show.
scheduling Saturday? Drag show.
We moved the drag show to Saturday. Yeah.
Drag show on Saturday. Okay. What are we doing on Friday?
Prom at the moment, and then I was waiting to see if there was something big top music. So I'm really waiting on nailing down the music stuff with Empire, and then
Well, that's what I'm kind of trying to do
Yeah.
here because I
Yeah.
think this is a good spot to do that because we have a lot of people.
Right now, I'm looking at the only big thing happening Friday night is like opening ceremonies and prom. I was hoping to get some music there. Saturday we were doing Masquerade afternoon now, and then lead into the drag show in the evening with new music anytime there. Or we can move stuff, but without,
Here's the thing. Generally speaking, we offer to our guests of honor the prime Saturday slot. It's the right thing to do.
Okay.
They're our guests of honor.
Yeah.
So what time are we thinking of doing a drag show on Saturday?
You told me 10. You said 10. This was all, the Masquerade drag show prom was nailed down before we had music go. So it's
Right.
flexible still at this point, of course.
Is there a reason we can't run it on Friday evening if we want to run it at a prime time slot?
The only thing is that we've kind of annoyed the shit out of her nifties and making sure that they're available for Saturday night because I wanted something big Saturday night.
It's fair. Can we run that earlier?
Sure.
Could we run? What time would your live act tend to run? Like, we like to start at 9 p.m. or we want a nice 11 p.m. run? What are they doing? What generally?
I don't think that they really care that much. They just want something nailed down. I mean,
Do you think they would prefer to have a drag show lead into them or follow them?
Well, I think as it stands right now, there's probably about 3.5 hours, 4 hours of everything lumped together.
Right. So which way do you think they prefer it? Do you think that the drag show would be a good leader for them, or do you think it would be a good follower? I'm leaning towards following. So if
I
that's...
think it'd be a good follower because the drag show, you never know how many participants, so it could go longer. Where music, they can pretty much nail down their spot.
And that
really
was
well.
that's my
That's my
reason
thought.
for leaning that way. But
Yeah.
again, it's guests of honor, and so I want to make sure that we're not doing something that's weird for
Absolutely.
musicians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a musician. I don't know what the fuck they're used to. So if we did that's Friday, jackass. If we did Masquerade, I don't know what time you're thinking about for a lead, but if we did a Masquerade scheduled to end at 6.
I think that's pretty close to what I was
7,
hoping.
8, 9,
Anyway.
10. That gives us an hour to flip, to do any cleanup, to make sure we have audio set up for the show. That means that we can call it a 7 or 8 p.m., like a 7 p.m. warm-up act.
Okay.
Have your main act taking the stage in the 9-ish time frame, running as long as he realistically wants, scheduling an approximate 11 p.m. start on drag. Does that seem fair?
I think so.
Do you like 11, or is that going to hurt you?
I have no idea.
I mean, right now you're scheduled for 10. Do you think an hour is going to be a
Honestly,
problem
because
for them?
I don't know. I mean, I've been talking to Amy about it. I'm just like I voiced my concern with you is I was worried about
We don't know
people
about
just
participants right now.
I was nervous because of just even moving it to Saturday because everybody was used to it on Friday.
Is
Yeah,
it big
we-
enough that it has to be the big top?
It drew a very
It's had a good attendance.
It's got a draw.
I'm trying to remember. I
It's
couldn't
a
remember.
Friday night thing, which is a low attendance con night,
Right.
and we filled the fucking ballroom.
Well, the other thing is,
Twice.
do we want to move? I didn't go to Masquerade last year. Was the attendance big on that? We
I
opened
don't
that
think.
to a smaller
See,
room.
the thing is, drag show's only 2 years old. There's not like tradition yet
No.
really with that. Whereas Masquerade, I honestly think that the group of people that are the most into the Masquerade are the group of people that are going to be really pissed if we move it onto a Friday.
Yeah.
Giving them the least possible amount of time to
But
prep
what
up
about
after
moving it
work.
into a smaller room?
I don't remember what our attendance has been like.
That's
I know
the
that the
problem.
last time I actually paid attention to one was like 2 or maybe even 3 years. What year did Cheryl run it the second time? That would have been 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago?
Were
Yeah.
any of you in it last
And
year?
2 years ago, Cheryl was like, yeah, I didn't feel like our attendance was that good. And they had almost a full ballroom.
Right.
Does it fill in the room?
And she felt with low attendance. She was like, yeah, this was a pretty low attended one, and it filled the
It
ballroom.
still filled it. Okay.
That was 2 years
That
ago.
was
Now,
my
I didn't see last year's.
I don't
But
remember
my guess is it was
She
full.
said it was full last year.
Last year? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, it tends to be, even when we don't have participants, it's a big draw.
People
Top last year, the Masquerade filled 3/4 of the front, like the back couple rows were
Yeah.
stragglers, but that's kind of always the way it is. It's a big room.
Yeah, it's a big room. And we're going to have the same problem here, because the big top room is fucking huge. We could seat 700. We're not putting 700 people in that fucking thing unless we have tits.
All that.
And I mean, I'll get topless, but that ain't going to help us much, because I'm hairy. Floppy. I ain't shaving those. I'll shave a design. Shave a heart.
An arrow pointing down.
Just an arrow. Follow the arrow, ladies. I grossed
Just the
myself out
ladies?
again.
Scary.
So if that all sounds good, that sounds like the most reasonable solution,
Yeah.
and it means that we still have something interesting happening. Did we? What did we put on Friday then? Geek Prom. That's what it was.
I mean, we can have-
Opening ceremonies and then Geek Prom.
We can have other things if anybody has ideas.
Yeah, and so if somebody has a big show that they want going on, so it sounds like Masquerade ending at 6, show, music show, running, call it 7-ish. Where's my fucking tilde key? There it is. 7-ish to 10-ish. That's, what the shit is that? I don't know. And then, what the fuck am I doing? What is wrong with me? I don't know. It's hard to pronounce. Drag show. Running shortly after that. Now, everybody who's involved in each of these things that we just kind of placed, please, as soon as possible, get back to the requisite people. The drag show people, the performers, the Masquerade people. Make sure that's cool, because now is the time to fix it if we fucked it up, not in 2 weeks when we're like, God, I wish we hadn't fucked this up, and then not told anybody. Okay? Because we're still flexible today. In 2 weeks, a lot less so. Nobody feels like we got fucked on this one?
Just tell your nifties that it's moving back an hour. That's all we're looking at. Make sure that they'll.
And if they're upset, email and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We
You
can.
can totally masquerade ahead an hour.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can
shift.
shift things if we have to. I'd prefer not to do it too much, but we can do it.
Yeah, you don't really want to start the concert at 6 and avoid it. But
And that's the thing. I think 6 is too early for the concert, but I'm not terribly worried about it.
yeah,
We'll figure
7's
it
a
out.
little early, but not like stupid early. So that's reasonable.
Especially since we're all going to be late anyway, so we know this.
And drunk.
And drunk.
Especially Jerry.
There's alcohol here.
Oh no.
You're drunk on air.
I'm going on record yet to say we have AV.
Yeah, we have AV. We're not sure what it is yet, but we have AV. We always have AV.
Sure.
But good question. Yeah, I've been working with Aaron on it, and I'm working on some other avenues for more concert-ready AV. But the worst-case scenario is, if it comes down to it, I'll rent the shit from the hotel. It'll cost me $1 billion, but
How much do they want?
I don't even know yet.
Yeah, let me just go
Because
buy
I mean,
some and we'll
I could
return it
find a
afterwards
place
for less than
probably cheaper. If
Oh,
it's
no.
expensive.
Return to
Yeah,
summer.
really.
Once you're spending money, you pretty much have to spend the money here.
Okay.
So now there's ways I can get around it, but if I don't have to jump through that hoop, I won't. But I think I have a couple different options that are free or super inexpensive first.
There's kind of pertaining to what you're talking about with the other stuff. Not a rock band this year. Since we'll have a slightly bigger room.
How many people?
How many people? Well, where it was last year was like first room.
50% room, and we have people standing and
Wait,
walking
what the
around,
fuck room did we have it in last year?
like F
Yeah, like
on the side.
Why the fuck did we do that? We had it in a big top 2 years ago, and it was 3/4 full.
And then they put it in F, and people they walk in, they get claustrophobic and have to walk.
Let's book it in. Can we book it in the music track room?
Like they were in the hallway going, I can't go in there, man.
I would love to combine it, actually.
Can we work with music track on that, please? And we'll book it in the music track room. It's got a stage. There'll actually be hopefully sound quality AV and a stage. So.
A lot of people show up to watch this.
Oh, that was a panic look. Is that
No,
good or
that was
bad? Oh,
happy.
I couldn't know if that was like, I meant to tell you. I don't want any of the things you said.
Yeah, but don't forget to mention
Oh, fuck you, Jer. You're a dick.
Yeah. That's the tricky video with that is the performers have to be able to see the video, and also it's kind of cool to be able to see it from the audience too.
How do we? I've
TV
seen
for the
it.
video, split the TV, one little TV for the performers, and a big projector on the back
That was
for
my
everybody
question.
else.
Is how do
Love this
they
guy.
do that crazy shit? How do they split? Is it just what?
It's an adapter.
Just an adapter? Do we have this adapter?
I'm sure I can probably find one.
You can do the cheap version, which is a webcam or a camera on the screen and on the performers, and show that video up behind them. You know, it's really kind of crappy.
Just buy a splitter. They're like $20-$30.
And
I don't mind
personally,
that, but-
as a rock band player, I like to play on a not fancy pants TV because there's no lag.
Right.
So if you're able to watch the no lag TV and have it on a projector, that's who cares?
Because I have
what lag
noticed that
is?
on the projector, sometimes there's when we were playing, sometimes it's like that lag just fucking me up. It didn't fuck me up on yours.
Right.
It fucked me up going to a regular tube TV later. So I'm like, I'm way off. So yeah, I might just haul our TV then. One of our fucking. I might make my wife carry a.
Yeah.
Wow, that is.
Well, Jared, apparently I'm hauling my rock band setup, so you should bring your TV.
Well, I figured, I was thinking, okay, we rent it, which is going to be expensive anyways. And if we break it, and we're paying to replace a business's stuff, why can't we just replace Randy's?
Well, no, and that's
Wait, hold on. Let's not assume we're going to bring that up.
So once we break Randy's shit, the question is, when I'm done jumping on it, I mean,
Hold on,
playing
hold on.
Rock Band on it.
I've got a backup. I'm good.
I'm playing nothing but Who songs and smashing a new guitar every song.
The last year, they replaced that TV for years. That guy that got really excited was like, I was like, no!
Don't you do it! So are you gonna get the adapter thing? Will you help with the AV setup of that part?
Yes,
Awesome.
I can help with AV setup.
I'll contact Network at Pecon and
Yes.
Music.
Are you music or music track?
Music.
Music.
Music app.
Music at, right? Fantastic, thank you.
You guys,
Yes, of course.
Cool. Yes.
In terms of the zombie look, I'm trying to actually combine it with the concert.
Okay.
So I was hoping that about 2 to 3 hours before the concert that I could have a room to do makeup.
Okay.
Just
and
schedule
then-
it with the programming.
Yeah.
Send her
Will
an
you
email.
just email me all the details that you were probably about to say, and I will make it happen.
Okay. Will do.
Yeah, we're gonna shift big things like this, but we do the actual programming. You just gotta do through the email, or you won't actually get what you want. You'll get her memory of what you want, which is gonna be terrible.
Okay.
I've seen what her memory derives
It'll be
from
awesome.
the things I've said. So.
Be Scotty Shamrock.
Are you gonna offer a class on how to do the thriller choreography?
You know, I actually did think about that, but maybe next year we can. Yeah.
We have these implants that we're gonna put in people, and it's all gonna be computer controlled.
You weren't
Yes.
supposed to tell them about that.
That's what that
Turn the camera
I
off.
was
Turn the
at
camera
first
off.
thinking flash mob would be awesome, but
My brother,
too
Robert
much.
Klein.
At least for this year.
No such thing as too much. We're at the high end.
For this year.
All right, pulling back. Meeting you again. Anything else on programming?
I'm Scalzi's liaison, and I contacted LitTrack, but I haven't gotten a response yet.
Yeah.
What do you want from me as far as how many program items?
Oh, well, I don't know that I had a set number. With those and nifties, I usually leave it, what do they want to do if they have items that they know of ahead of time. If they want to simply join in on panels that other people have already formed, that's where we need the track heads.
Okay.
We have a new lit track head, and he's been awesome in communication up until the last 2 weeks.
Well, this weekend he's at a writer's retreat or something.
So I knew he would be busy, so I think when he gets back, we need to
Okay, I
talk
can.
to him again.
Okay.
We
So
tell
gotta
our groups
smack
that we
him.
expect to see at least 2 or 3 hours of programming out of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
tell them.
that's usually on top of opening ceremonies.
Yeah, generally it's opening and closing ceremonies and go dinner plus 3 or so hours of programming.
Okay.
Is our rough rule of thumb. Let me actually put that in there. So still no Chuck, huh? That's.
He's in jail.
He better be.
That or ER.
ER, one of the two.
Stuck in the elevator, we'll walk out with
Did anybody try to contact him at all?
I sent him a text, but he didn't respond.
He just sent me a text saying he was in Vegas on it. Fuck you bitches, I'm in Vegas. Alright, blah blah blah, that covers that. Alright, any other programming items? I have one more that I was just reminded of, so we'll do you first.
Alright, first question. Is gaming involved in programming?
Yes, it's gaming. Room.
Okay, cool. So we're going to comment since everyone seems to have filled up. Is anyone running the gaming room that we know of so far?
This guy over here.
Okay, just making sure.
Some dude said he was gonna. Well, let's hold on. Yeah, let's back off.
Okay.
What's up? Do we have a
Does anyone run
volunteer?
the gaming room? Like,
I had like 3 different emails from possibilities, and we did not confirm anyone because we were going to discuss it here at this meeting with the con-chair.
Alright, Con-Chair Pro Tem and Con-Chair Other Pro Tem.
Yeah.
We're ready for this.
Go.
So,
I actually brought someone.
awesome. I like it.
Ran UM Dearborn's game club for what, 3 years? Ran the game club at UM Dearborn for 3 years.
Wait a minute. What's your name again?
Ryan Shipman.
Weird. Okay. I go to U of M Dearborn. I just was wondering if the name was familiar. It's
I know
not.
he's handled both the keeping events up and running. I've seen him personally shoehorn a lot of events happen because he's a little fire under people's heads. And deal with the bureaucracy of dealing with U of M Dearborn constantly telling me, no, you can't have a room this a year straight.
And I can say with absolute authority, they're twats.
Get that on video.
So,
They know. I've told them personally. Which is why MPCon isn't there anymore.
So anyway, I asked him if he sounded interested, and I think you can see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the upside is he says nothing at all, which is fantastic.
All action, no talk. No. Yes. I'm just trying to, get a feel of what I need to do. What kind of do I need to put a stack together of people that? Okay.
Well, here's what we typically expect of the head of, and Matt, you're probably most familiar, so correct me where I lose my mind here. But generally, we run gaming for 24 hours starting Friday night, running through Sunday midday. We have a gaming library in-house. Generally, and we have a list of them too. How awesome is that? And usually whoever runs gaming does what they can to pull in more games from beyond that library. Sometimes they have contacts in industry, sometimes you just have a shitload of games. So we run a loaner library. The space for it is the entire grand foyer over all the way in front of the other ballrooms. So we just have a bunch of tables set up, we have a bunch of libraries set up, and the person that's running it needs to have staff. And also needs to be the person in charge of helping put together any panels related to gaming. Like if we do a how to play Dominion panel or whatever the hell panels we do, you'd be the contact person for that. Does that sound like a thing that you want to do?
I have a staff member waiting for you. I have a gaming staff member.
Yeah, I have a staff member waiting too. I want to head it.
It's been run a little bit differently by different gaming facilities of what they do with that staff. Some of them have conceived of it as the staff is there to sit at a table doing nothing, being bored. Other people have conceived of it as they're going around and they're actually, doing things in the gaming room. Yeah. Does the question of with the game library, do you sit there and you sort of security guard it by sitting there at the desk, or are you running around in the room and you can see it over there so you know nobody's absconding with it?
We're actually taking care of that this year because the gaming library is going to be in ops.
Yeah.
So
You have to go to ops to get a game?
Of course, the ops is literally, we have a window that opens into the gaming room.
Okay, that makes everything better.
Where the game teller.
Walk half a mile.
Exactly.
So add that to the list of signs that we'll need.
Can we get a dumbwaiter from...
We'll need a sign that indicates that that's the thing.
I love that.
It's called the head of concept.
I already have to move to the gaming library goes to ops.
All right, so we have.
Yes, you're the new gaming track head, and I appreciate all other applicants. I will email them and tell them they have not.
We should actually email them and tell them that they should report to Ryan as the gaming track head. Tell them that the gaming track head is Ryan, and please work with him to help him staff the room. Just hear them
throw them away.
Make
sure they know which Ryan, right?
Right, yeah.
Is it gaming apps?
I'll consider gaming and video gaming.
Oh, Jesus. Can we undo this? We now have two different Ryans running the gaming and video gaming. That or can they make out?
On camera?
Is that video gaming or gaming?
Right now, if you email gaming at, you just get me. So you might want to wait a couple days.
Well, I was
Let's
thinking,
get him set up.
is he becoming gaming apps?
He is becoming gaming at.
All in favor of Ryan, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Done.
Aye.
And now, since we never vote about things, Con-Chair Pro Tem, appoint him.
Appoint.
Done. And that's how shit gets done. Point.
Ryan, can you just email me with email
No.
address you actually checked?
That's not actually how shit gets
I
done.
just sent you a response.
How shit gets done is they say, appointing gaming head.
Just appointed a gaming head.
That might be what you're about to say.
I thought when I saw the pause, I was like, oh no, covered.
Thanks.
Any other programming
Oh, I have a
items?
random programming I almost forgot about.
Son of a bitch.
We have a really cool game show happening at Con this year. It's called Brick Challenge. I know it has to do with Legos, and it looks kind of sweet. If any of you want to take this home and share it with people who might be interested in it, he's looking for participants now. He really wants participants to sign up ahead of time so he knows how long to run each little session for. So I'm just going to leave these here for anyone who wants to see it or grab it or...
Can we get that posted to the website and all the requisite broadcasts done?
You wanna
Because
do it?
no,
Okay.
I'm totally not running programming today.
What?
He said he has a digital copy of this.
You know who should totally do that
Yeah,
though?
he has a digital
Your
copy.
head of gaming. And you just got fucked, sir. Welcome in.
So,
After the meeting, I've heard about 6 things that I think are really awesome that I have not heard anything before.
Okay.
So you guys put together
Anybody else want one?
What are you guys going to work on? Because it's going to the minutes, so you get pinned up. Scan is doing... Wow, I put skin. Skin is doing things with Sarah. Look, now it looks dirty.
Right, one more thing for programming.
Yes.
How about moving the drag show back to Friday meeting?
Are you shitting me?
No, because I've been talking to my nifties right here, and exactly what he wrote to me, that just seems a little late in the evening. Most people are getting drunk by then at Con and would rather
Including half of our talent.
somewhere else, and what time of concert. seem to me that they really do not want this to happen.
Would it be easier to shuffle Friday night stuff to put it in a room side by side?
Well, we have nothing Friday night, so shuffling would be.
We just have to look at space for Friday night then.
We have nothing in the Big Top Friday night after opening at the moment.
That's what I thought, because I didn't want prom in Big Top, it's too
No,
big.
prom is going to be in DeSoto.
Yeah. Yeah, we can move it back.
I typed things. I'm moving electrons over here. This is horseshit.
I'm just telling
It's
you what you're
physics.
sending me right now.
I don't know what's happening.
See what happens when we actually accomplish things during the meeting?
Is it Fred that's worried about it now?
Yes.
He's worried about it. Yeah. I'm finally moving it back.
I'm getting rid of this.
It'll be in Big Top, that's not a problem. And if music wants Big Top that night, he's out of luck now.
Yeah. Well, they can be like in between.
Or it'll have to be.
No, music can't have it on Friday. Tough shit.
Nothing Friday night in the Big Top.
You gonna do it on Saturday night?
He just left the room. He gets screwed. What time?
The music.
What time do we think on?
What time do you want it? That's what we're asking you.
Well, how long does opening ceremonies go?
An hour.
Yeah, it's an hour.
So opening ceremonies.
Because I used to.
What time do
Amy
watch?
used
Opening
to
ceremonies
have,
can move. What time do they want it?
Amy used to have the 101 panel at 6, and then the show started at 8.
Did it really start that early?
Yes.
I just really.
It started crazy early the first year, like way earlier than we thought it should have.
So it starts.
So then
do
maybe
the-
9?
9?
Do 7 and 9, and do the opening ceremonies at 8. You know, and 7, the 101 wouldn't be in that room.
Well, even
Right.
the panel, the 101 could still be at 6. It'd give us just an extra hour to get makeup and stuff done.
Yeah, more time is better because we had to rush Make Me Pretty and make more work than this. Because look how pretty I already am.
The hours between the two, as long as it's more instead of less, is fine.
So make it a 2-hour session starting at 6.
Time out, Matt.
I have a really weird suggestion, and it's fine if you don't like it.
Can I call you back?
I just thought of this. For years, we have had opening ceremonies which were literally not planned at all until 10 minutes beforehand.
No, we're already addressing that.
Even without the concert? Because I was going to say, skip it. Don't have one.
We have to have something.
No, we have to have something this year. I have plans.
Yeah.
We are having a
There's a
freaking
lot of
opening
shit coming together.
ceremony.
If we don't have a con chair, it'll be even better.
Tuesday.
Oh my god.
Yeah, talk to him. I think we're gonna be okay, but no, I totally get what you mean. I get that, but no, we're definitely gonna do it. It's just gonna be better planned, or I'm gonna snap and just start lighting shit on fire.
Which
So-
also was a fantastic
hell
backup
yeah.
plan.
Drag show starts
I've sent that.
Give me time again. 9?
9?
Trying to get along.
9? Friday night, Big Top.
So opening ceremonies is at
7:30.
7. I hate you. 7 p.m.
I was thinking 7:30. I was thinking 8 o'clock. It's an hour long. Do we need to transition to any sort of setup for the drag show?
The only thing I can see us needing to set up for the drag show would just be bringing in the computer.
Which you guys can do off on the side, because it's in Big Top, so we got the huge screen and pipe and drape thing.
Which then the performers can hide behind, which is the air wall that I was
Yeah.
talking about.
So we'll say 8 p.m., 9 p.m. drag show, and the drag show will start 15 minutes late, like always.
Is he going to be doing anything with the drag show?
He was going to do the music at the drag
Yeah.
show.
That's a new issue. I mean,
Do not doubt me, mister. We have multiple computers. I can just get one more volunteer, and he can go do prom, and I can do my drag show. He has a lot of DJing equipment, so we actually should be fine.
I can just keep singing "I'm Coming Out" over and over. It's the only words I know are, in fact, "I'm coming out," but I can just keep doing that a lot. I'm coming out.
We'll talk about that.
That's all I got right there.
That's the gold line.
We have 3 different laptops that he's DJ'd on.
Stop trying to give me extra words, people. Well, I'm gonna remember.
Something to play the music that people bring me, so he can have his main computer, doing with his setup that he has, and I can just use one of the older ones
And
for drag.
every other day.
Okay.
I don't need help.
Okay, so did you hear what just happened?
Unless it comes to payment.
Drag show is no longer following
I
you
didn't
guys,
know
so
how
if you guys want to
much
push it
work
any
I
bit
have
later,
to do
you're
with
welcome
drag
to.
show. And then if I need to
So
find somebody else,
you
now
just make sure you get this
the
fair about what time you
That's
start, because
that's
now
less
you are the
difficult, I think,
linchpin
than
time,
finding somebody for the
and
drag
everything
show.
is built out from you.
Rather have somebody else.
Sorry.
I don't want somebody else, but I don't think I have to.
We do what we can. Most of it's accidental.
That's what I was worried about, and why they weren't the same night in the first place, and that's why I put prom first night, because there's less separation for it. That was the thought process.
And now they're at the same time?
Now they're sort of at the same time. Now there's the concern that a lot of same people want to do drag show at prom and probably won't be able to do both.
Can we move prom?
Move opening ceremonies earlier?
Huh?
Where do you want to put it? I
No,
don't like it
Saturday.
Saturday because if I'm the only person decorating for it,
You won't
not
be,
gonna
I
happen.
will help.
Amanda,
Two people.
aren't you decorating
Okay.
for Geek Prom?
I'm making up some decorations.
Anna is also doing it. It sounds like you have people that.
Every single year.
Your hand is up. You fucked up. So Anna's in now.
How hard do you think it is to set up some decorations?
Well,
I
it's
set
not
up
how
every year
hard
for
is it to set up decorations. It's that Friday I knew I had time to do it whether anybody helped me or not. If it's happening Saturday, somebody else has to set the table.
What are you doing Saturday?
I don't know yet. Depends. Well,
You know
Saturday I
you're
was-
fired Friday, right?
Am I?
Yeah.
Good.
Programming and Conchair don't have a job
Then all I
anymore
was
starting
trying to
Friday.
do was be a judge for masquerade and set up for prom. If that's all I'm really doing.
Yeah.
Then
What
I-
Friday, Conchair turns their responsibilities over to ops, and Program turns their responsibilities to program ops. Programming is fucking done. If you are still trying to do your job, you're fucking it up because you guys are now giving two different answers. So you are fired Friday. Friday at 3 p.m. You and
That's all I
Conchair are
heard.
both canned.
Advocon, do not come with me with problems. I will send you to ops.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely makes a mess when we have Conchair and programming still trying to run things because we have an on-the-ground team doing it. Yeah.
Alright. Then from Saturday night? During
Your call.
what? During the Go concert? After the Go concert? I don't know. Is the Go concert still needing to be at 7 if drag show's not happening afterwards?
What I had said to him is now at this point that would make his programming the linchpin for scheduling on Saturday. So he would get with you, tell you exactly when he wants it, and everything would build out from that.
Okay.
Is
Then
that
we'll
fair?
talk about it.
Yeah. So why don't you guys just figure out what you're gonna do with that and.
Have fun.
Drag shows?
Friday night. Friday night, 9 p.m. I don't care if my nifties like it or not. I'm pulling it off.
Okay. And the rest is between me and Empire. Good.
So. Okay, so that's what I have in the minutes too. So that's what the minutes will reflect. Whether or not it's reality, it's in the minutes now.
So it will become reality.
It has become reality by accident. It's the way things work. All right, any other programming things? Sweet merciful Christ. Yes, sir.
Between the last Con meeting and now, at the end of February, I was at a Subgenius Devival in Smalls and Hamtramck.
Okay.
And it occurred to me that a few of the Subgenius bands performing there might be interesting bets if we could get them at Penguicon.
Coordinate with music and let's get it.
I just want to, I just want to make the pitch, and then I can take everything else off table for now and do it.
Make the
on
pitch
the
to
side.
music and that's how we'll take care of that. That's totally his bailiwick.
Yep.
Cool. He is. He's under the table, doing his job.
But yeah, we talk about all the programming details.
Yeah.
We'll be here all day.
You had something specific?
Yeah. So, first of all, I have to say working with Lucy and Sarah has been outstanding for food track programming. We have been coordinating out the wazoo, and I think we've been doing really, really good. They've been busting their butt. Food track has grown exponentially. They have taken over that shared space in the con suite, which means my con suite is shrunk in half.
Time out. How many of those are tastings?
I have no idea.
So out of my panels, I think 9 of them are tastings or samplings.
That's the only things in that room. Everything else goes in regular function.
I was aware of that. I was going to let Sarah know that I have a couple panels.
So then I
that
still
won't
have space there.
Yeah, you have 9 hours of tasting
That's
program.
my program.
Well, it's not 9 hours exactly because we need to schedule the setup and cleanup time as well. So
You have 9 hours of programming. We assume that there's
I got you.
shit around it, but the programming is 9 hours, or are any of these 2-hour-long panels?
Yeah, make sure I know. With setup and cleanup, yes.
No.
Dawn and Greg asked for 2.5 hours, so
Let me back up. Let me ask my question again.
Okay.
Worded the same way, but now louder.
Okay.
Are any of these panels scheduled to have the actual panel run? Christine, can you back your head up about a half a foot? Thank you. Now, Jamie, you need to go forward again. There we go. I'm going to punch you, Conchair Pro Tem, so hard. Are any of these panels scheduled to be longer than an hour?
Panels not meaning tastings.
Panels mean tastings, any of that. Are any of these, not counting cleanup or setup, are any of the actual on the schedule book more than an hour?
Yes.
How many?
All of the liquid nitrogen, so that's 4. And then Dawn and Greg asked for an hour and a half for piano time.
Okay. How long is liquid nitrogen?
2 hours each time. So
And
8
there's 4,
hours
so
total.
that's 8.
Plus 1.5 hours for dawn, so that's 9.5 hours, and then I have.
Well, there's no hour and a half. We'll just go 2 hours.
Okay, fine, 2 hours.
10.
And so then I have 6 other hour-long tasting panels. So that's 16 hours.
Do we not really count the connection in that, do we? Because that just kind of, I mean, it's
Liquid
scheduled, but we
nitrogen?
don't count it as, we don't have to kill the room for it. Right?
Well, they have alcoholic panels, so those we have to kill the room for. Because with the alcohol panels, anybody that's bringing in their alcohol, they have to have ID to be checked, and Consuite may not be.
We don't have to kill the room for that, though. That's their job to check IDs. You know what I mean? Like, they just have to check IDs before they serve us. We don't care about killing the room for that. We don't kill the beer room. We aren't, like, locking on the beer room.
Well, we don't have a beer room. We have one room, and
Right,
we share a
exactly what I'm
food
saying.
truck
We have a room with beer in it, right?
Yes.
We're not preventing people that are under 21 from walking in that room.
Right.
So we don't have to do the same thing for any of these other panels. They ID at
Outstanding.
service. And it's not Consuite's problem, that'll be food truck's problem.
Food truck.
So,
Outstanding.
so the liquid nitrogen thing, we don't typically shut room, set up, shut room and break down, right? We,
No,
they just
the only
bust
time
it
I
out.
do is the only time I was planning to was if it had been used as Consuite space prior to them going in. Let's say the room was open and the room was a mess and they needed to do their panel.
I wouldn't even worry about that
Then I
much. We,
would
traditionally, this will be the first time we've ever had a side room for this thing. Normally they just go and start making fucking ice cream, right? Like you go and part of the process, and I'm looking at you because you've done it a lot. I know when I was doing it. No, behind you. I'm looking at you, woman. I couldn't even talk to Matt anymore because I'm watching the growing expression of horror on her face on the corner of my eye, and I'm like, I don't mean you. I'm pointing at the man I'm talking to.
Here, my math may have been a little off.
High or low?
21 hours of tastings.
Hold on, let me finish this part because we're about to subtract a shitload of those hours, I think.
Okay, that's fine.
So generally, when we do the liquid nitrogen, part of the whole patter is as you're doing the setup, you're explaining why we're doing the ingredients and the whole thing, right?
Absolutely.
So it's not like,
It doesn't take long to eat the stuff.
yeah. So subtract all those hours because that's a thing that they're going to be on the program book, but we're not going to like shut down Consuite, prep, and then shut it down after.
Okay.
That's just going to happen.
Okay.
All right.
So subtract those hours. That's just Consuite hours that happen to have ice cream.
Outstanding.
What do you have left?
Now, okay, so 21 minus 8. 13.
Okay.
Lucky number.
And are all of those except the liquor panel 1 hours? 1 hour?
Yes.
1
All
hour?
of those except for the liquor panel are 1 hour.
Did you get open sodas panel?
I've not been contacted by
And all of those have
Haven't seen
tastings.
Neither of you have.
I haven't seen anything about open soda. I asked Bill Hutt if you wanted to do it, and he said no, and that was the end of it.
We have open soda, and my Soda Meister is planning 4 panels on that, but again, that can be wide open, so.
Well, except now we're starting to actually run into a temporal issue wherein we have more time than exists in time. So you're definitely going to have to make him coordinate, and you might have to do a panel.
Okay.
Or 2 even, because he's got to coordinate the food track on that.
Okay.
13 hours left. What's the distribution between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on those? If you say all Saturday, you're fired.
No, absolutely not. And the thing is, we have a lot of alcoholic panels, so those are all happening on Friday and Saturday evenings. And
That's my new favorite sentence.
I know LN2 is scheduled one Friday night, one Sunday.
Ignore LN2 again. Just
Yeah.
what are the other ones? How are they
the question
broken?
is, am I ignoring LN2 as in they're not going to be in that space and I can schedule something else?
No, they're in the space. They're on the schedule.
Okay.
We're not counting them against the.
So they take pretty much all of the Sunday morning hours for the I have room for one more after that, so most of the panels are on Fridays and Saturdays
Wait,
from
you have 4 liquid nitrogen panels, and 3 of them are on.
One of them is, but actually, you know what? I'm sorry. They asked for 3 hours on Sunday. They asked from 9 to noon on Sunday.
I have 10 to noon on Sunday.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I heard.
They sent me 9 to noon.
Cut them back to 2.
Okay. So 10 to noon, and then you're closing the Consuite at 2, right?
Whenever closing
Dead dog.
ceremonies is, well, I know, it goes to, but we're gonna lock the doors so that staff can go down to closing ceremonies. Whenever closing
We'll talk
ceremonies
about that.
is.
Can we not do that?
Okay.
Because I want to be able to leave people off
Sure,
there.
let me answer your question.
But I know we're moving to Dead Dog, but the wiki says we're not, because wiki says I have to be out by 1500 on Sunday, and I'm not leaving at 1500 on Sunday. I'm just telling you that right now.
We're there till Monday.
Okay,
No,
thank you.
we're there till Monday. Sure. The wiki is probably wrong.
Right. No.
I'm occasionally wrong. Once in a while. I'm going to blame that one on Sarah. She's not listening.
Because I write the
she is
hotel
listening.
stuff for the wiki.
She needs to stop fucking up my wiki.
Okay. What was the website?
Outside of Future
Well done.
I have 3 hours on Friday, including the connection. They have 2 different panels on Friday night, one late and one earlier in the evening.
Okay.
And so then I'll have probably 9 hours on Saturday and 1 hour on Sunday.
That's much more doable.
I think that's fine.
That is much
Is
more
that,
doable.
are you comfortable?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
sounds
yes,
like we're in good
yes,
shape.
yes, yes.
We just had we was a communication thing. We just had to walk through it.
that
I think we're good.
works.
Awesome job, by the way. That's a hell of a fucking food track
They
thing.
have
I
been
expected about 50% of that. So
They have been
rock and roll.
outstanding, yeah.
Awesome.
So that's all
Holy
I got
shit.
on programming.
Cool. Then the only other thing, if nobody else has programming thing,
one thing.
Dear God.
One thing I want to tell Sarah
I'm
real
kidding.
quick.
Hold on. Somebody had their hand up actually, so you're interrupting now. Jody.
Sorry, I'm bringing people from Indy, and one of them has just requested being able to open up for a class for beginner setting and advanced
Oh,
setting.
email programming at, and they'll be able to take care of it. This is for like mass things. But yeah, email her. I'm sure that we can accommodate.
Yes, absolutely.
Jody?
And I don't know if you'd rather me email this, but it's kind of more on the gossip level than anything else. I was hanging out at I3 and I was there when Bill Putt handed off the soda making stuff, the open source soda, to a new person.
Okay.
And so if you're still emailing him, that may be why he's not responding, is because
Yeah, actually he's not responding
I
because they're
stopped
supposed to
emailing
deal
him.
with me and it was a secret. Thanks.
I stopped
And now it's on YouTube.
Well, I
And
wanted
that
to make
was the
sure
end
that
of
the
it,
correct
as far as I
information
know.
was out
Yeah,
there.
no, I've been.
Okay,
And
so
stabbing will commence.
moving on. So, guest of honor dinner. Con chair pro tem, since I was going to discuss this with the con chair. So, do we want to take this off site or do we want to fucking do this here?
Someplace close if it's off-site. What's here?
It's pricey if we do it here, but it's not crazy pricey.
Well, it's not crazy pricey.
I mean, basically what we would do is we would say this is the budget that we want per head, and we would get, and then we would get whatever we get for that price.
I'm a big fan of on-site go dinners where it's feasible because you don't have to arrange the transportation. You don't need your goes for.
Are we willing to forego our
to go forego whatever.
Child. Are we willing to forego our normal comp rate since we're not going to have that many guests of honor apparently anyways? Since we have like -2, I think, or 1.
We have 4 bodies,
3
for 3 goes.
If that's the case, are we willing to forego our normal comp rate and use that to subsidize the meals to make the meal prices more affordable for our attendees? Normally what we do is I do like a 1 for 10 or a 1 for 15 where we get a free meal for every 10 or 15 we move, which we use to pay for the go dinners.
Right.
We only have a couple of goes. I'd rather just eat that fucking cost
it makes more sense
and
to do it
use
that
what
way.
I would get back in comp rates to just knock, $2 off the price across the board.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, then I will get pricing for the go dinner on site. And that's per con chair pro tem Randy. Right, I guess. This is my new favorite game. That's what you get for fucking skipping your own goddamn ConCom meeting a month before the motherfucking convention. Chuck. But I'm not bitter. I don't want anyone to think I'm bitter.
No. What we're doing here today is we're demonstrating the benefits of open source in both software and convention management. So,
Will there be a section in
I assume we're going to the second. In fact, often what we do is
not
do
so much of working.
and then
I don't know if it's a second, but if you have a good idea for the forward meeting.
I told you to Chuck, but apparently I don't know if that went.
Any other programming related things before we move on? Because holy shit, we just spent an hour and a half on programming.
How fucked are we?
Did you say how fucked are we?
How fucked are we? If I hand you a new go, I don't know, say by the end of the week, say now we need some programming.
Go.
Hopefully a tech go.
Tech Go is
Dude.
probably pretty easy to make happen.
Robotics?
Because I know for a fact, and maybe for not, but answers
Yo.
better. We have panels that have multiple participants on them right now.
Yeah, you and
So
getting
if
more and more.
if we wanted to say we have some panels you could join.
Well, typically for Go, I'm assuming that we're gonna say, all right, come up with maybe 3 ideas, and
Yep.
we stuff 3
Yep.
more brand new panels in. Okay, so that'd be fine.
How many hours of tech programming do we have at the
Send it to
moment?
Randy at Hancon.org.
Yeah, around 40, I think.
Hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can take more.
Yeah, we would love more, but
We like more.
yeah, if you have,
Yeah.
please, by all means, whip more at the schedule.
I'll let you know.
I would love to see 60, but 40 is a really good step. So if you have more, by all means.
All right. So
Awesome.
I've just asked,
I like hearing 40 though.
I've asked our tech head to come up with a last ditch
Hail Mary
idea.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'll do it. All right,
Yeah.
fine.
Now, we had some,
I'll be your go.
We had a few of our potential
Tech,
goes.
tech.
Well, no, not a few. All of our potential goes, but one come back and say, sorry, can't do it, for various reasons. So Tim O'Reilly might be a good invite for next year. He seemed excited about the idea. It's just planning, but we had a couple others, and so we're going to see what we can do to
So
grab
that's
them.
if we hear back by end of week.
That's the
What's
thing.
the date at the end of this week?
23rd is a Friday.
So 24th is what
25th, we'll say.
I'm gonna start crying. It's too close.
So I'm going to say the 25th. Still, because I could add 2. Because that's the end of the weekend too. I like to give the weekend. So,
Well, so one of the things that scares the tech people off is, multiple programs going out at the same time, they'll miss something. So I don't know if there's like a way of stretching the hours out that you put the tech
not
stuff.
really. I mean, we have a weekend, and so one of the things is we do our level best not to run 2 tech things against one another, especially if they look like they're going to be a comparable draw. But one of the downsides is we have 40 hours almost even in which to schedule programming, and he's at 40 hours of tech programming. So if he gets 1 more hour, 2 tech things overlap.
Right.
End of story. It's temporal problem. Short of TARDIS or adding a Thursday, which we talk about, we don't have a solution to that.
And last year's also, they ended up getting scheduled, like, there was like an Android workshop, and then something else that drew a lot of people that were at the same time, side by side, and doing wonderful shit.
Different types of tech
And a lot of
opposite each other sometimes works out.
That's another
but
problem.
It's hard to juggle those.
One other problem that we run into is quite simply that you can't always predict. Like, well, these seem like they're really disparate and they're not going to run into each other. We ran into it 2 years ago when we had we had a couple of the programming talks, and we were like, well, we're going to bump those up against the DIY track things because they seem like they're different enough. And people were rightfully complaining afterwards. They're like, well, I really want to go fucking bend some circuits with Jimmy, and this programming talk I wanted to see what's going on. Well,
Right. I mean, you can't even
some
say
of that you can't predict. We
here's
do the best
Ruby
we
on Rails
can.
talk, and here's the people who hate Ruby talk.
Yeah.
Opposite each other, because you end up with a cross. That's what we're looking for.
Contamination.
They war.
Yes,
They go to war.
They fight each other, but they want to be in the same room.
Ruby who really wanted to go to talk because they hate it.
Yeah,
exactly. But they have to use
So the best that we can say is if the tech people come to the closing ceremonies and say, like, these are connections that cause us problems, we document them, and we try to make that particular mistake again. But it's solving the problem after we've already made the problem, so it's not an optimal solution. There's no good algorithm for it. Trust me, I'll try to come up with one. Maybe it's a problem for somebody smarter than I.
If we could just pull everybody who
Oh,
wants
that
to
is
attend
fucking
each
crazy
and every
cold
panel
coffee.
before the con, that would help schedule.
That's what schedule.
That's all I had for programming. Anything else? Any other programming questions?
Oh my god, we're done with programming. Sweet merciful Christ.
It's all the end of me.
Done.
Who's
Reopen.
next on our con?
Alright, we're going to operations because we skipped them. Ops, you got any shit?
Yeah, I need to get the whiteboards from the storage unit as soon as possible.
Wait, what?
Can we do that on our way out? Maybe today?
They
I can
won't
do that.
fit in the car, but if you got room in your vehicle,
Yeah,
you
I've
can
got
grab
it.
them.
Yeah, I can grab them.
Okay.
Because we're refurbing them before con this year. Because
Sweet.
we're missing legs and
We'll
whatnot.
cruise
so.
over there after the meeting and we'll make sure to get them to you.
Where is it?
Next to my house. Grand River and
Yeah, public storage.
roughly.
How far is it?
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
It's by their house. I live by them, they live by
Yeah, I
there.
know where they live, but I don't know where that is. in
I don't know where I am
relation
right
to
now.
where I
That's fair.
It generally takes 20 minutes to get here.
Yeah.
Alright, and then you emailed me a ribbon order. Did
Yes.
you put that in the online form too, or was that?
No, I did not because I did not know and I was found out today. You want
Did
me
it?
online?
Yes, please.
Doing it.
Are you the Misha?
Hey, you were on my list too.
No. Misha is. He's in Chicago.
He's run ribbons for many, many years.
Okay.
I need to get an opinion from people. John in marketing had an idea to order some Penguicon branded dice to pass out to gaming shops so that they could pass them out to people to advertise the con and get more people interested.
How much?
It will come out of my budget number. I've got it. It's going to be like maybe 500.
Why wouldn't it come out of the marketing budget?
That's a marketing.
That is my budget.
Oh, okay. I just then what you meant is it'll come out of the marketing budget that exists for. Okay.
Right.
Well, that's what I was confused. Like, what the fuck did we do with the marketing budget?
No.
I was banking on stealing that later. I'm plundering that fucker.
But it's going to take
How much?
about, I think, probably about $500.
You know, our marketing guy's right here, right?
It could go up to 1,000 if it depends on the quantity we order. It's approximately.
I think it's an awesome idea.
45 cents a pair.
But how would we actually brand the die?
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to. I assume that you email them an image and they can put it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to be recognizable. It's not going to be recognizable at that size.
We can, there's various sizes we can order.
Wait. Can you do the, how big, first of all, we say that size. How big is the die?
1 second. There are.
I was just saying, because I mean, I've seen these fuckers that are like this. Like, that's a big die.
The small cheap ones are 16 millimeters. We can go.
I'm from America, sir. What the fuck was that millimeter thing? Tell me that in hogsheads or
Exceedingly wee.
5/8. It's a sheet of drywall. All right.
We can go all the way up to a 36 millimeter dice. It's
What's that in drywall terms?
Two sheets of
Two sheets of drywall.
inch and a quarter.
Jesus Christ! I could build a house for what you're doing. So.
Point
No, I want
being,
drywall.
if we put in the order today, it's going to be at least 2 weeks before we get them. And then we have to pass them out. So I'm wondering.
Sounds like a better
if
idea for
it's
next year.
That was the main issue that I wanted to get.
Please put a pin in that for next year, though, because I think that's an awesome idea. And this also gives us time to do like a limited run, see what kind of image, because we might have to tweak the image to make it
Well, that's what he
fit.
was kind of thinking too. That if it goes well, we can keep doing it year after year, and then kind of make them like a collect thing. So everybody looks forward to
Yeah,
it
we can do
every year
different
or
things
whatever.
too. Like this year we push gaming, next year we push something else with something similar. Yeah, tchotchkes are great.
So good idea, but not enough time this year.
Another thing was, I had another con do it, and it turned out really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I want to bring this forward.
Right.
That's everything I have. You'll be happy to know that I've officially registered, so I'm actually telling you.
I don't register. It's always a surprise when I get here. I'm like, was I going to be here?
I wait till Thursday night and then say, Aaron, why don't you have me in the system?
Turns out I do that to him at a lot of cons because he's like, you're an asshole. Every
I
year.
walk up and he goes, fuck you, you're in now.
Oh, like confusion, I pointed out to him, really, who's the dumbass now? You're the one that's telling me it happens every year and you haven't pre-regged me. One of us keeps falling for this.
I know that Audrey has been out and about pushing sponsorships. I don't know that she's gotten anything yet, so.
All I can hear is Lucy.
Jeez, Lucy.
I can't hear the words even. All I can hear is that it's happening.
So.
You both talk very quickly, by the way. I'm sorry, so what were you saying? All I heard was...
I know that Audrey's been out trying to get sponsorships. She went to Better Made Chips. She went to a lot of local places. So I'm hoping for an update soon as to whether she's actually gotten any takers.
We already talked about the gaming library thing, so I don't have anything for you.
Anything else for me?
One more thing that's kind of under ops. Legion of Doom is under ops, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So some things. Wuffy. They will take Wuffy at the cash and carry here and all that jazz, but I need some at least a week out. One copy of each denomination, so that I can give them to the hotel.
Got it.
2, they need to have our account number with the hotel printed on them.
Oh.
Okay, can you...
I can forward the... Yes. Now here is my concern with that, though. Dennis, is that his name?
Yes.
Was talking about trying to do like a mass run with different serial numbers, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what impact that...
I talked to him about it. I pinged him to see,
Is that a thing?
I think it's something it's not going to be a problem. He's one of those, if he already has to be there, he'll make it there.
Cool.
And then he makes other things that are beautiful. We'll probably limit the amount of images. He tends to try and do more of each denomination. Like he tries to do different images. Like he'll do like a run of X that look like this on the 20, and then 100 that look like this. And he'll do different images. He'll probably streamline it to each denomination. Only has one look.
Well, well, we have to, because we have to have a copy of every single one
Right,
that
and
he's
that's
doing.
what I'm saying. So I
Yeah.
have to get the hotel a copy a week out. He'll probably make it, okay, this is what 20s look like. Not, they can look like this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah, the hotel's gonna be a lot happier about that too, because that's
That's
kind of,
kind of-
I didn't realize there was multiples, and
Yeah,
so that's kind of what I fed them was.
He generally does multiples, so there's like people who will volunteer just to collect like the
whole
14
set.
different types
Yeah.
of pills. But we will, I'll break that down this year.
Okay.
Is that all you want to say before I start talking?
That is all I have for you.
Okay.
Hold
as
on,
of
let me
right
get
now,
into
I've
minutes.
got a pool of over 150 volunteers all going, what can I do, what can I do, what can I do? And nobody in this room has done wait. You say that and I'm going to yell at you, so stop. Nobody in this room has actually asked for volunteers. I've gotten one email that says, I need people for this panel. Guess what? If you tell me I need people for this panel and you don't give me times or numbers
We don't have that.
and I know that. But I'm gonna send you back, that's nice, what you really want.
We'll tell you next week.
So, deadline for volunteers, I've got to move it up this year because I'm really, really busy at my real job. I'm under a lot of pressure there, so I've got to move it up
Public storage
to,
address.
I'm hoping the 7th. Because it sounds like programming will have things up.
No,
Pretty
it's
much
storage.
days
That's why I had all the
Right.
boxes.
So to figure out what their panels are, when, about 2 weeks from when programming will get their stuff up. I need to start getting actual times.
Do you want to volunteers at?
Yeah, volunteers at. It's all volunteers at. And then beyond that, as we stated before, because of the big issues that I end up getting with people not knowing, everyone technically is a volunteer. Nobody here gets paid. I have a lot of problems running around with, well, even though I'm a panelist, I'm really a volunteer and give me my money back and I'm not dealing with it, so I'm now your Mistress of Doom and they're all my Legion of Doom, period.
You've always done my Mistress of Doom.
Just gonna throw that all out because it's just too difficult dealing with.
If somebody's doing panels and stuff, can we just like have something that says, okay, if you're running a panel, that counts as 2.66 repeating volunteer hours. That way, if they run their panels,
No.
They're two separate things. It's
Okay.
two separate things, and that's exactly why this is a problem.
Right, because
they're two completely.
They are
separate
panelists. That
They
is
are
the name
panelists.
for them, and
But
they have
because
panel.
of people saying, well, I'm volunteering doing this, I'm volunteering doing that. Those are totally separate things. Volunteers or the Legion of Doom
Legionnaires.
only pay people who have signed up through the Legion of Doom for things that were requested of the Legion of Doom. Everything else is outside of that. And that's why it becomes, because that's exactly what happens. It's not the same thing.
I did have one question. Sure. So say I have a panelist who's doing their 3 hours for me and they get this $25 discount. They also, on top of that, want to go do 10 random hours for you and they sign up for you. That's okay, right?
I'm fine with that.
But now they're working for $2.50 an hour.
Yep.
Via that
If
transaction.
it's worth it to them
Right, that's what I
to
want
do
to know.
the extra 10 hours to get their 25
Yeah, there's no
bucks back,
other bonus other than getting.
$25.
Yeah.
Or to pay for.
And they get Wuffy.
They get Wuffy on top. Well, no. It's not on top of. They use their Wuffy to buy back their badge.
They can use your Wuffy for other stuff, though. They don't have
They
to use
can
it
use
for
the
25
Wuffy for other
bucks.
stuff. It's
Okay.
usable in the dealer's room. It's usable with the cash and whatever you do.
Cash and carry.
Cash and carry. So they can work for Wuffy to buy other things, but they do use that to buy back their badge.
Okay.
Get next year's. That's what they're looking for. I have no problem with people who are staffing or who are panelists or who are doing something else for someone else for some kind of discount to come and say, I want to help out with this too. Hence, these are different things.
Yeah.
if
And that's
they
part of
are-
why we do that, is so because you can actually end up working for the con in a variety of capacities.
Exactly.
Or we'll mock you.
Just so
openly.
that they are aware that a panelist is getting the discounted rate, and that the panelist hours or the staffing hours do not count towards Legion of Doom hours.
Question about that though. If the Legion of Doom is earning Waffies which they can use to spend on things, if they now have a discounted badge rate of 25, does it cost them less Waffies than if they had a full badge of 50?
No.
That's the question. Okay.
So,
it does not. Because you
volunteers
have
get a
people who
discount on
pre-reg,
taxes?
and you have people who
No, I was just
register
saying
at the
that's-
con and they pay different rates, but
Right.
you all
If they're
work the same
panelists.
amount
Right,
of
okay.
time.
Is there a maximum fee that can be earned?
No.
Okay.
Well,
No.
well, there is,
Okay,
but
there's
it's imposed by
maximum of
physics,
how
not
many
by
hours
rules.
The con is running, how many hours a volunteer is,
Sooner or later, if the con only ran for 50 hours, sooner or later, once you break 50 Wuffy, we're gonna figure out that you might have done some hazy math.
Unless you did
But it
set
might
up
take
and
us a
tear
year or
down.
two.
Unless you've got a time machine and you can be in 2 places at the same
you've got a TARDIS
Hermione Granger,
and a cloning
you
device.
sexy, sexy beast. She's of age, right? Is she of age?
She is mine.
Okay.
Is it, does volunteers have an S at the end? Because I did send an email.
A what?
Yes, I
Is it
did.
volunteer or volunteers?
It is volunteers.
Okay, so
Okay.
maybe I sent it to the wrong email.
Volunteers with an
Alright.
S.
You also get
Also, you can do any updates to the wiki. I check it as much as I check the email, so.
So when you send out that you didn't get any emails, I'm like, oh man, did I
Yeah, I
spell it
didn't-
wrong?
I
Did
received-
Do me a favor, email Webmaster and ask him to add like Legion of Doom and Volunteers as aliases for your email address.
Okay.
Because I'm betting a lot of people do the pluralization thing, and
Yeah,
that's just
and that's probably why.
crazy talk.
Okay, we'll do. Yeah.
Question, signing your Legion of Doom sheets.
Uh-huh.
Is my staff in the con suite allowed to sign, or is it strictly me?
I'm getting a no.
stick to
No staff.
Concom, not staff,
Okay, thank you.
please.
Not a problem.
And then the last thing, I got a really great email actually from Consuite asking about hours and needs and what do they normally ask. So if you are running a department you've never run before, you have a track that you're new at, or you're not really sure what has been asked of the department in the past, maybe. I have all of that information. I can tell you exactly to the hour and when. I'll give you access to look at last year's schedule, which is full, so it shows you exactly what was worked and when, and areas that are sparks and things like that. So you can get that from me without problem. Just let me know that you have questions, and I can tell you what's been used in the past. But again, you don't ask for it, because as of right now, like I said, I got about 150 people fighting at the bit, and they're all going to carry me around the entire time.
Okay.
I'll give them hours. I got budget for that. You guys don't ask for it.
Sedan chair.
Yeah.
Somebody want to mute that?
Can I ask a question? Can we ask volunteers to bring equipment? Yeah, I'm thinking something like video cameras and videotape the events, laptops with cameras on them, or is it strictly you come and it's everybody's?
That's not really what
It's
volunteering is for.
really difficult. I know that I'm saying I've got a bunch of people and nobody's asked for anything. That's a warning to all these people who are saying, oh shit, I'm supposed to actually ask for stuff. If I start paying people to videotape, I mean, if it's something we want to do.
If a department head says that that's something we want to do,
Yeah,
would
if
be
a
the starting
department
point.
head says, I want a volunteer to tape this panel and I'm requesting it, that's one thing. But to open it up as a free-for-all, like, if you come with a video camera, we'll pay you for that. Oh, God.
Yeah, we generally do that as a staff thing or
Yeah.
as a community outreach thing without,
So if there's
it's a
something you're
voluntary
interested in
thing.
having
It's
videotaped,
gotta be
talk to
something
the
that I can
head of that
track.
department.
Okay, so I'm trying to work out something that people will videotape the events, and I don't understand why. There's all kinds of interesting things going on here. Why don't we set that up as a standard? The big events you videotape.
Somebody should definitely make that a department. Stop. Somebody should make that a department, and we should be getting staff to do exactly that. It's not something that volunteer is meant to be a very quick, low impact gopher thing. It's no pre-knowledge is required, no preparation is required. It is they show up, we ask them to do a couple hours worth of work, they do it, they go home, they don't have to think about the con again. They're here to have fun, they're doing a little bit of work for us in order to pay for that. Once you get into the realm of please bring a video camera or please have prior knowledge of how to do this thing, that's a staff thing. And that's something if we want to do that, and I definitely would like to have that happen, we need to start arranging for that as staff. The alternative to that, and the way that it's been ad hoc done up until now, is asking people kind of at random to, hey, if you videotape anything or if you take pictures, submit them to wherever and we'll put them on our website. We have in the past had staff members that we gave the staff rate in exchange for doing photography or videography. I think Dave Hogue has been given that position in the past. Kat Zakar was given. Scott even might have at one point in time been. So there is community there. There is the possibility for that as a staff position, but it has to be organized, which means you need somebody to run it. We haven't had that. That's the place that it falls down is we have a lot of grand ideas that we would love to do. If nobody runs it, it doesn't happen.
Are you volunteering?
Well, it doesn't seem like the right fit for what you guys are trying to do. You know.
No, we would do it. We need someone to
Well,
run it.
what we need is tell us what you want to do, and I mean, right now it might even be too late to try and put an entire department together, but tell us what you want to do. That's how everything that we have has been run. 4 years ago, Sarah showed up and was like, yeah, we want to do an eco track, and the then programming head Trevor and the then con chair Matt and the then hotel guy me all went, what a dumb idea. And I think Trevor and I both threatened to burn charcoal in a bucket in the parking lot to offset whatever good you did to the environment for that entire weekend, because we thought it was such a foolish idea.
I was the programming head.
But that's what it was. You were programming head. Trevor was just me.
Yeah, you guys were both offered to do that. I said, okay, we should make an eco track. Sure.
And now we have an actual thriving eco track because she came in and said, this is what it should be, this is how we want to do it. And the first year it went pretty well, and it's gone varying degrees well ever since. So if you have a vision for what you want, we invite you to come and say, this is the thing I want to make happen. Yeah. This is how I think it's got to run, and we'll figure out how to make it work.
Okay.
You know, the problem is it's a manpower problem more than anything. It's we don't have, even if we love the idea, we're busy running the thing we're already running. So we need somebody who is passionate about it to run it. When we turn things over to when we turn anything over to somebody that's not passionate about it, it gets done shitty. We end up with years 2 and 3 of Brazilian beef or whatever, you know, where it's like people put a lot of effort into it, but because they lacked the passion behind it, it came off not as well as it could have. So, you know, I'm not particularly passionate about having video. I love the idea. I wish there was video of everything we did. I'm not passionate enough about it to drive it. We need somebody that is.
And you sound like you are. That's why we were saying, if you want to do it, make it happen.
So I don't want you to think that this is
help
us
you get
shitting
there.
on your idea. We're saying this is a fantastic idea, and we're hoping that you'll be like, yeah, I can run this department and do it. We're inviting you to do that, but I totally get if you wouldn't want to. You'd have to be an idiot to want to do this. We're idiots.
Yeah.
There's no question. Con chair, as it turns out, became less of an idiot because he's not here.
I became more of an idiot because the words came out of my mouth that I would be con chair, at least for this meeting.
Isn't that the second time this
Second
year?
time, and this time I'm pretty sure it's on tape. You fucked up, so. Does that answer your question, though?
I didn't hear him say
Okay.
this meeting.
I don't want you to think me being cavalier or flip about it is me being dismissive, because I'm really not.
Jer's a dick.
I'm just a dick.
Yes.
Everything I say comes off with that filter, as it were. Yeah. Questions for who?
I want back up the out for a second.
I can't hear you.
I want back up top for a second. I've been looking for the window things and leftover marketing materials for the last year.
Who has those?
We all thought you did.
I was gonna say I handed them to somebody, and I don't remember who. Was it you?
I don't know if I have all, but I have what was put on the volunteer tables at the end of,
Yeah, I have what was left in the eco bag at the end.
How can we get those to John? How can we get those to John?
Magic.
Yeah, I'll look for my stuff.
Okay. Is there anybody here that is the person to whom I handed a box of them?
No.
Balls.
Was that Chuck?
Okay. It was probably, you know what? I'm blaming it on Chuck.
That's why he's not here.
Are they in the queue?
No.
No.
No, I physically handed them to a human being, or Chuck, and yeah, take that on video. So. No, the cube inventory was updated.
Yeah, they are not.
A month ago?
We
About that.
specifically looked for them. at
Within the last 30 days, the cube
request.
inventory has been updated.
Yes.
Alright. So like I'll take whatever leftover marketing materials there are. It's just I've asked a couple people and everyone's pointed their fingers at someone who just looked at me and went,
Welcome to PenguinCon. It's her fault.
Totally.
Everybody point to the person to your right.
Don't you point at me. What are you doing? I'm not to your right. You're bad at directions.
Hey,
I'm following directions. Fuck off.
If you have marketing materials like the clings, please email marketing. That's not how you spell that. That's still not how you spell. What the fuck?
Are you now generating a list of all the misspellings to forward to the webmaster?
Marketing. Jesus Christ. Ping. There we go. I actually had a Q in one of them.
Now here's the question.
Terrible. All right.
Yes, that's not the city initiative.
Does it automatically go to him?
Hold on.
I hate you all, and I hate you for having the idea that's going to ruin me.
I think we already have fuckstick set up, don't we?
Was it asshat or fuckstick that routes you right now? Asshat routes you. Yeah, as a reminder, everyone, you can just email asshat@pengocon.org to get Randy. I forgot about that. God, I love meetings.
Isn't that the new
All right, any other operations related stuff?
Do you have balls at?
That's not operations related.
Yeah, that's not operations related. Let's move on.
I think my balls are.
I love what you think.
All right, so that's the end of operations. Moving on to registration. That's going to be quick.
No issues.
No habla Aaron. That's not how you spell Aaron. How do I spell habla right and Aaron wrong? All right. Anybody for registration? Anything that
yeah.
registration isn't going to hear, but maybe we can solve it now?
Staff registrations. When are they due? I've got a number of Consuite staff I need to register. Those that are already pre-registered or registered for the con before applying to be staff.
They get reimbursed at the end, right?
Reimbursed at the...
Amanda? Yes.
Okay.
Generally,
that
his
is-
lists are like 2 weeks out from the con. It's just a hard limit for having the entire staff list.
If you have your staff done, send it in. But if you don't, I believe it's 2 weeks out.
Send it to registration?
Yeah, registration in.
Because he starts printing the badges the weekend before and he needs that week to get it all
Outstanding.
entered.
Storage for registration will be in room 404.
No, storage for registration will be in the registration storage closet behind registration.
Did I misunderstand that we were going to...
I thought we were, and then I remembered we have all kinds of fucking crazy storage area. I'm retarded. We have so much storage
So I
area.
got my storage space back?
You have all your storage space back. I have rooms for holy shit. I could give you extra rooms. Where's this going? You have a room. And you have a room. Every lady, and Ryan has a room.
Wait, which Ryan? Which Ryan?
Well, Ryan's. My dream is fulfilled.
Outstanding. That's all I've got for registration then. I don't have their stuff.
I got really excited for a minute. I was like, I didn't mean it.
So, I don't know if this relates to what someone had mentioned earlier, but there's someone on our Facebook page who mentioned that they're no longer going to the con and they would like to transfer the registration to another person.
I don't think we do transfers, do we?
Either way, their emails to Reg weren't getting answered at all.
Tell them to email Jer@PenguinCon and we'll figure it out from there.
Okay, I just posted email me, but now if they email me, I'll tell them to email you. And then
The general bet is...
If they email you, just forward the email to me and I'll follow up. Because sending them again another, nah, just kidding, go over here now. Forward the email to me and I'll follow up.
Okay.
The idea is that pre-reg is a bet that you're coming to the con.
Yeah.
It's not a reserve me a coupon.
Yeah, generally it's non-transferable, non-refundable.
Okay.
There's very, very rare exceptions. Pretty much the rare exceptions are if you're sleeping with me. So if he's pretty, no.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Okay, yeah, so if I do get an email, I'll just forward it to you.
Cool, thank you.
How far does the sleeping have to get?
Oh, we don't have to have sex. We can just cuddle. It's all good. Just snuggle.
That's not what you
I snuggle nude with penetration. But it's snuggling by my very liberal definition of snuggle. It's
Depends what you're penetrating.
That's pretty much right.
It's exactly what my mom feared snuggling was.
All right, red stuff will be
It's sport, you know, spooning a full fork.
in the red storage area. I hate it when I start a sentence in the minutes, lose track of what we were doing, and I'm like, what was I going to say? I'm sure it was important because I was typing it wrong.
That's why so many swear words end up in there.
I haven't hardly sworn at all this time.
Jared, let's move on, and then you'll interrupt whoever's next, and you'll remember.
That'll work, actually. Any other registration-related stuff?
So I have a nitpickle. It's hard really to follow up on that. So, registering, I don't want to use my personal information. I used to be able to come in and register and, put in, just a first name, and apparently that doesn't work anymore. And so they suggested, just make up a name and things like that. And I don't know if that's really the best way to approach it.
We've been checking IDs at registration for at least 2 years.
Yeah, you can't prove that you're you unless you use a real name when you pre-register.
Yeah, if you don't want to put your name into the registration rolls, I strongly suggest just registering at the door.
Yeah, no, that's the rule that registration has come up with. Is if you do not want to use your real name into our database or into even short term, reg at the door. You can't pre-reg without a real name because you can't prove that you're the person that pre-regged. Otherwise, anybody walks up and says, "Hey, I'm Skippy. I pre-regged." We'll give them the badge. That seems kind of stupid.
Okay, so like I said, it was a nitpick.
No, I get that. And actually, somebody had I think Webmaster had sent me an IM or something about, somebody asked me this question. I told him to just give a fake name. I was like, I'm going to murder you in your sleep. Because if you don't have a right answer, don't just give a wrong answer.
Yeah, no, you can give a fake name if you have a fake ID then.
Yeah.
That's you.
Because the problem is, it's our way of preventing you from paying for a badge that somebody else then comes and picks up. So you show ID, which means you have to have the name that's on the ID, which is, therein lies the problem. So there's no real good way around that.
Plus, for future reference, if we ever run an auction there, I want to use badge numbers as bidder numbers, and if you can't track who won the auction, you're screwed.
Because I don't want to allow you to register, track me, right? So that's the point.
I wouldn't do that anyway.
In cash at the door.
Because people register at the door and they don't have to use their real name.
Yeah. So that's that is.
Auction,
Time out. Stop. Everybody stop.
But
We don't care about
that's
that. So not to be mean, but that totally is not even happening this year. It's certainly not pertinent to what we're talking about, and also it's a terrible idea at the moment because we just discussed being able to go and pay cash for a badge that is then not tracked, right?
Right.
So that number would be a terrible plan anyways, because I could go $50, run up all the bids all I want, and then walk away, and what the fuck are you gonna do?
Well,
Mickey Mouse just bid the shit out of some things. Mickey Mouse is an asshole with no paycheck.
Moving on.
So, but all that is neither here nor there because it's not even happening this year. So, if you don't wish to put your name in the reg database, pay in cash at the door in a trench coat and floppy, wide-brimmed hat. That shit I all spelled correctly. Really? Fuck you, computer. All right. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Cool. Reg, going once, going twice, sold, too late. Hospitality.
I have a question for Reg.
Shit, I hate you.
I'm a liar. Go ahead.
Wow. Hold on, let me see if I have anything for you first. Okay, hospitality. We already discussed the whole alcohol service policy thing. We have to have the little sheet. Everybody's got to sign it if they're going to serve. You already know that, right?
No.
Awesome. Yes, all of those things that I said very quickly that you can't understand all have to happen. We have an alcohol policy. Everybody who's going to be serving has to sign off on the alcohol policy. We have to have a copy of that. I will get you the alcohol policy
Outstanding.
as soon as possible. It's just like it was supposed to have happened the last 2 years, and apparently we're finding out might not have actually happened.
Oh, no, it didn't.
Yeah, it's awesome. Good stuff. Good times.
I can say that. So it's only staff who can serve?
Staff only can serve. No volunteers.
Got it. Okay, get the paperwork, I'll print it out and tape it to the forehead to make it
Yeah.
sign.
They just sign off on it, turn it back into you, and you turn it into operations who's just going to hold on to it.
And it's essentially, the idea is that they know they have to follow the law in
Yeah.
Michigan and check ID to serve.
Oh,
and they
yeah,
can't go serve. I mean, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's nothing
Yeah.
nuts. It just says, here are the rules to serve in the state of Michigan.
Yeah,
You
I'm
are
old to
aware
serve.
of these rules and you are going to follow them. What it does is it says, that way if one of them serves a fucking kid or serves somebody who's obviously intoxicated, we can say, listen, he knew the fucking rules. So he was acting on his own, he's fired, we're all fine. Right.
Does that go for the panelists too, serving as well?
ID should be checked before you go
Yes.
into those rooms.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll tell Lucy that.
That is a good question, and yes.
And I can collect if
one of those
Lucy's not around, I
service
can
laws-
collect their income.
Yeah. One of those service laws is alcohol service has to officially end at 2 a.m.
Outstanding. I can do that.